Throughout his career here, it seems like somebody's always saying about Kobe, he's not passing the ball. Somebody on the team, and of course the media's always said that, but somebody, and even though he seems to, all the records he piles up, is that just his style play? People are always going to be saying, other players are always going to, it's almost every year we hear somebody saying, oh, he didn't pass the ball enough tonight, or they intimate it in their post-game quotes.
It's a really fine line with scores. The first championship that we won with the Chicago Bulls, we played the Lakers. And in a timeout in the fourth quarter, I had to stop Michael Jordan and say, I know you want this championship. I know you want to deliver it. But the Lakers aren't going to let you deliver it. They're going to put 2 guys or 3 guys on you. You have to pass the ball. Paxton's wide open. And, he understood that. And Paxton had 6 jump shots or 7 jump shots in that quarter to seal the game. And, that's the way it is when you win. You have to take, what's really important. A lot of these great scorers can score 2 guys on it. But the reality is you're not going to do it every time. And it's going to take away from the team game. And ultimately they have to, good coaches are going to make scorers have to pass the ball. They're not going to let you beat them. So those are the keys, and so scoring and teamwork all the time don't go hand in hand, and it's those moments when the 2 of them coincide and they live together that you win.
It's only natural? You think Kobe has handled that pretty well? He's come to handle that pretty well. I mean, is it natural then? I guess the teammates might complain sometimes, but that's just the way it is. Is that just the way it is for a scorer?
From the time I took over this team till probably the time I leave, that's always been an issue. I mean, one of our first team meetings was about the fact that Kobe wasn't passing the ball with Shaq and Rick and that whole crew. They wanted to sit down and talk about it as a team. There's the issue of when is enough and when's too much, and so those are a fine line that the person has to balance themselves on.
And you feel he has balanced himself? You feel he has reached that? Or
certainly has. We had a talk about 3 years ago where he went off on that rampage. After that season, we had to talk about that. That took everybody out of the game and how that hurt. But I know that was a statement that if I have to do this alone, I'm going to do it alone. It just doesn't help the team out.
I've seen you make some comments afterwards that you didn't see Will having not getting enough touches. Is that a valid complaint?
Oh, definitely. We got outscored by almost 20 points in the paint last night. We just did not get the ball inside and do a good job with execution. Andrew was, it's tough to find really what to pick apart with Andrew's game as far as getting the ball and having opportunities. He had some turnovers. He had some missed shots that were pretty easy. But he really just didn't have as many opportunities out there as he should have.
The fact that Andrew with the performance he had against Boston, Indiana, did you see him grow in this trip, or do you think it's still just flashes?
We're not consistent, and we're looking for consistency.
The fact that Drew and Powell combined for 10 shots, did you know that, or were you surprised when you saw the stat sheet afterwards?
No. They passed the ball, they moved the ball, they got fouled. There's some things that go into that. There's some turnovers when the ball went into them. As I said last night, if you remember, that they defended, I thought, the post passing really well, and we didn't have good execution there.
Mechanically, what goes in, whether it's last night in Memphis or any other night where the ball doesn't get inside enough, what tends to be happening to keep that from going on?
Well, as you saw, they ran our guys off the block, so they had shorter distance to pass the ball. There's a couple times when the ball went into Powell where guys are over his back, knocking the ball loose, ball going out of bounds, pulled a chair on Andrew, he lost the ball. Those sequences, you don't want to lose the ball on post passing. It's got to be a staple when you have players like we have. So, those are the things that, eliminate, okay, we'll go down next time and do it again. Well, if you turn the ball over, you don't want to do it again, and the natural tendency is to go back and get a score. And so, that's the way it happens, and things like that. We like to move our posts around, and we didn't do a good job of doing that either.
Is there onus on the bigs to establish more position in the guards to make sure?
Definitely, and guards passing the ball. It goes both ways.